It's my birthday! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Reddit Stories with PSEUDOTV. Today I will be reading stories that focus on birthdays because my birthday is this Wednesday, August 5th, Leo season, bitch. Bow, bow, bow. Hey. I got my Hogwarts cup with water because I had some fun festivities last night. So if I look a little hungover or tired in the eyes, that's why. Shout out to my bestie for this beautiful Harry Potter mug. Clap if you have a good bestie. Okay, let's get into these stories. Am I the asshole for walking out of my birthday dinner after my sister and her boyfriend announced they were getting married? Oh, brother. This was a couple weeks ago, but I still think about it. I, a 16-year-old female, had my sweet 16 a couple weeks ago. Nothing too crazy, but my parents and extended family all came over and we went out to a nice restaurant that my parents had booked. A lot of my family, cousins, and nieces and nephews were there, so it was a lot of people. After we ate dinner and it was time to blow out my candles, my mom insisted I open some of my presents so I don't have to carry them home. My aunties, uncles, and grandparents gave me their presents. After opening their present and saying thank you, my older sister and her boyfriend gave me their present. Inside their box they gave me was a "Will you be my maid of honor" card on top of the present. I obviously looked confused at them with a weird expression on my face. My mom came over to look in the box as well and she loudly said, "You're getting engaged?" My sister squealed with excitement and told us all about her proposal and how they're already wedding planning. She said it was the perfect time to announce their engagement since all of our family was here. When my sister asked if I was going to say yes, I just nodded and excused myself to the bathroom. No, I didn't go to the bathroom. I ended up walking out and went to a nearby park. A couple hours passed by and my dad pulled over on the curb and told me to get in with him. I expected him to yell at me, but he ended up taking me out for ice cream and we sat at the lake and just talked. Oh, okay. When I got home, I saw my cake on the counter, and my mom got up and started yelling at me about how I wasted money, wasted my family's time. My sister and her boyfriend came out and told me how mean I am for doing that to them. My sister ended up saying that my birthday wasn't as important as her wedding, and my mother agreed. Bitch. What? My dad told my sister and her boyfriend to get out and ended up talking to my mom about how they could have checked with me beforehand instead of announcing it. So, am I the asshole? You're definitely not the asshole in my opinion because this is something that happened to you, obviously. I don't know if I would walk out, but I would feel some type of way and I would probably take them to the side afterwards or take my sister specifically. Girl, what the fuck you got going on because this is my birthday celebration. I agree with the dad. They should have checked beforehand with baby girl to make sure that was okay. Or wait until the birthday dinner is over at least and that it's not like, such a, because this moment right now at the birthday dinner is pointed specifically to celebrate the 16-year-old girl. And then for the sister to pop up and say her birthday is not as important as your wedding, bitch, fuck your wedding. And fuck this little boyfriend too that also think he has a place to get mad. Yeah, baby, you definitely not the asshole. I think your sister needs a reality check. And I also think that, if this was my birthday, me and my sister definitely would have got into it because what the fuck are you OP says that the present was basically just a shitty box with the maid of honor card and little accessories she wanted us to wear on her wedding day. Kind of like stuff you'd put to give your bridesmaid as well, if that makes sense. That is really assholey. I don't like that. Before I give my final verdict, it looks like we have an update. Let's get into it. I'm grateful for all the comments and your opinions, and I showed my dad all of the comments and what people wrote. He says you all are hilarious and appreciates you all. He was laughing at all the stuff I should do at the wedding. My dad and I sat my mom and sister down just so I could explain to her that I won't be her maid of honor, as it's a big responsibility and that it should be in the hands of an adult instead of a 16-year-old. That's very fair. Although she tried to convince me further, I still said no. She starts growling at me saying I was ruining her wedding and that her and her fiance went out of their way to buy me a gift, which was her proposal box to me. Girl, that weak ass gift. Unfortunately, my mom and sister started telling me how cruel it was to ruin a wedding and that it's not about me and it's about the bride. My dad ended up arguing with my mom about how it isn't cruel and no 16-year-old should have to plan and help organize a wedding, as that is what maid of honors do, and it would be too stressful and should go to an adult instead. My mom started arguing with him about how it's not my day as I already had mine, and I should go forward with my sister's plan as it's about her and not me. My dad brought up the birthday and argued with my mom and sister that she ruined my birthday, and if she didn't try to make it all about herself, we wouldn't be arguing. I don't want to go into too much detail of what went down, but basically my sister started crying and my mom called me a brat and a disgrace, and how I've officially ruined my bitchy sister's wedding. Oh, I know that's right. She better say bitchy sister, because your sister is a bitch. I'm now staying at my grandparents' house until things cool down at home. I don't think they will, to be honest, since my mom tells me any chance she gets that I'm a brat and a horrible sister for not helping my big sister out on her special day. My dad is with my mom trying to sort her out, and my other grandparents, my mom's parents, are talking with her as my dad told them what happened. I'm not going to be her maid of honor, nor her bridesmaid, since she's a dick. I'm not sure if I'll even go to her wedding. I'll have to just see what my dad thinks about it. My grandparents, my dad's parents, who I'm staying with at the moment, are talking to my dad about considering divorcing or taking a break from my mom, as she and my sister are creating a toxic environment for him and I to live in. Whew. Divorce over the birthday? She the birthday for real. And that after all these years, they see no reason for him to live with such a woman. I don't really know what to think about it, and I kind of feel lost, but I thought I'd update y'all. Whoa. My verdict has not changed. Not the asshole. Baby girl, your family is a disaster monster house. I don't care if you gotta crawl through the back rooms, baby. You get your ass up out of there. Go to college. Run. Run. Next story. Am I the asshole for skipping my own surprise birthday party once I found out it wasn't really for me? Talk to me, girl. I have never been big on birthdays. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate them, I just prefer something low-key. Dinner with my closest friends, maybe watch a film, something small basically. Everyone close to me knows this, especially my sister. Let's call her Maya, who loves big gestures and believes every birthday or achievement needs balloons and a theme and much, much more. 2 weeks before my birthday, Maya starts acting strange. She kept asking me if I'd be free that Saturday and acted weirdly when I asked why. I suspected that she was up to something, so I told her again that I didn't want a party. She just laughed and said that as per usual, I was being no fun. A couple nights ago, the night before my birthday, one of our mutual friends let it slip about it being a party. She mentioned what she was wearing. Anyways, turns out the whole family was invited, and it was at our parents' house. Some co-workers were also invited, but here's the kicker. My fucking ex. Oh God. For a little context, me and ex broke up about 2 months ago. It ended pretty badly. No abuse or cheating, but it wasn't a pleasant ending. I've made it pretty clear to everyone in my life that I want no contact. Maya knows this. However, she's told me multiple times that I should just get over the whole situation because he's a nice guy and that he's been a part of all of our lives for years. The first thing that I did was call Maya, demanding answers, and she didn't deny it. She just said that we could finally talk it all out. She admitted that she hadn't just thrown this party for my birthday, but also so everyone could see my ex again and we could fix things between us. She literally said to me that I'd thank her later. No, I won't. I went mad. I said to her she had no right, that I would have been ambushed into the situation on my birthday. And this was all after I had specifically said that I didn't want a party. She just said that I was dramatic and bloody ungrateful. And bloody ungrateful. That she had this whole thing planned because I wouldn't find better, and it was a good gift. She said everyone had gifts and traveled, that everyone was excited. So yesterday, my birthday, I completely powered off my phone and didn't let anyone know other than my best friend. So we went out for lunch and went on a walk together. Ended up having a great day. When I finally got home, I turned my phone on and it was mental. Maya was fuming, people were disappointed, people even said I embarrassed Maya. Maya is now basically saying that I ruined the whole party and made it all about me. It was literally my birthday. She says that she did it out of a good place in her heart and that I should at least apologize for not showing up and letting people know. So, am I the asshole? Girl, hell no. Hell no, hell no, hell no. Before I even get into my opinions, final verdict, not the asshole. Why the hell would you invite my ex from 2 months? You know that's fresh. That is really fresh. But then to tell me that this is not just my birthday party, which I didn't want, but this is also a little reconnection suggestion. Girl, and this is a sister. This is your sister, by the way. So there would have been some very strong words had. What? And then to tell me that I'm not gonna find better? Oh, hell no. Anyways, next story. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my boyfriend's birthday trip after he told everyone I was just a guest? So a 27-year-old female's boyfriend, a 29-year-old male, and I planned a 4-day trip for his 30th birthday with his closest friends, 8 people total. Damn. That's a lot of friends. How you get that many? I did 90% of the planning, booked the Airbnb, coordinated the rides, and even paid the deposit up front because I have the better credit card. Okay, period. We love a credit guru. He said he'd pay me back for half later and his friends would send their shares once I sent the total. Cool. Fast forward to the trip, everyone's having fun until the first dinner. The waitress asked if we were celebrating something, and my boyfriend loudly said, "Yeah, my birthday trip. I paid for everyone to be here." Nigga, what? Everyone clapped. Meanwhile, I nearly choked on my drink. Later, I asked him why he said that, and he goes, "It's just easier to say that. Don't make it weird." I let it go until the next day when one of his friends pulled me aside and said, "You're so lucky to have a guy who treats his girlfriend and friends like this. Not many would pay for a whole trip." This is pissing me off. At that point, I'd had enough. When it came time to settle up for the activities, I sent everyone my full invoice with receipts and payment breakdowns. They were shocked. Apparently, he told them I was tagging along for free because I don't make as much. Oh, hell no. They all Venmo'd me immediately except him. What? When we got home, I told him I wouldn't accept his portion because apparently you paid for everything. He said I was being petty and embarrassing him in front of his friends. So Reddit, am I the asshole for not letting him pay me back and basically turning his lie into a lesson? Baby, you're not the asshole. This man would have caught 50 punches to the face. Immediately. And then to tell the friends that she doesn't make as much while she's actively planning the trip, you need to find another boyfriend. And then for the friends to not know it all, that makes sense because I was about to get mad at the friends. I thought they were going along with his bit, but he just didn't tell them. What's the first comment? Not the asshole. He wanted to make himself look big by making you look small. Think long and hard about that. How much of your life do you want to spend living in that dynamic? Because I guarantee you that nonsense will appear again and again. But honestly, take the money and run. Damn. Yeah, run girl, run fast. The waiter asking and then him saying, "Oh yeah, I paid for everyone to be here." I would have flipped my chair and shut. My only advice to you as the girlfriend is to leave him. Get out of there. Also, girl, you better than me because I would have probably packed my shit and left. I am very dramatic when it comes to getting my feelings hurt, and I would have left him there with his friends. There's 8 people there. He'll be fine. Who gives a fuck if he's fine, actually? Anyways, not the asshole. Final verdict. Next story. Am I the asshole for telling my friend she couldn't bring her kid to my child-free birthday dinner? Preliminary, not the asshole because why would you bring your baby when I said no babies? Interesting that you thought your baby was special. Anyways, I, a 29-year-old female, recently hosted a birthday dinner at a nice restaurant with a group of close friends. It was meant to be a small, child-free evening. Nothing wild, just a quiet, adult-only dinner with good food and conversation. I made it clear on the invite that this was an adults-only event, so that everyone could plan accordingly. One of my friends, Laura, a 31-year-old female, has a 3-year-old daughter. When I first sent out the invite, she asked if she could bring her child since she didn't have a babysitter. I sympathized, but told her that unfortunately, I really wanted to keep this an adult-only event, and I totally understood if she couldn't make it. She said she'd figure something out and never brought it up again. Okay. Fast forward to the night of the dinner, everyone is arriving at the restaurant, and Laura walks in, holding her daughter's hand. Bum, bum, bum! I was immediately caught off guard, but tried to stay calm. I pulled her aside and asked, "Hey, I thought we talked about this. I really wanted this to be child-free." She shrugged and said, "Yeah, but I couldn't find a sitter, and I didn't want to miss your birthday." At this point, I was frustrated, but still trying to be polite. I told her I understood, but I didn't think it was fair to the rest of the guests who also made arrangements for childcare, expecting an adult environment. That's actually very fair. I asked her to leave and come back another time to celebrate separately. She got upset and said I was being ungrateful and ridiculous, that her daughter was well behaved and wouldn't cause any trouble. But the whole point was the principle of the thing. I had set a boundary and she just ignored it. Laura ended up leaving in a huff, and later she sent me a long text about how I humiliated her in front of our friends and made her feel like a bad mom for bringing her daughter. A couple of our friends think I overreacted and should have just let her stay. Others agree that it was unfair of her to put me in that position. Now I feel torn. I didn't want to make a scene, but I also feel like I shouldn't have to justify a boundary I was clear about from the start. Am I the asshole for making her leave when she showed up with her kid? Ay, 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 mamacita. She decided to cross that boundary. She's the one that humiliated herself. I understand you feeling bad, and I understand like both sides. Like she couldn't get a sitter or anything like that, but she made it clear in the invite that it was kid free. So as an adult, as the mom, it is now your job and your responsibility. If you want to attend, you make arrangements for your child. All the other people could do that. Why are you the exception, Laura? And a 3-year-old, they don't say terrible threes, do they? What's 3? I don't know, but three sounds horrible. 3 sounds like a horrible age to bring to an adult only a dinner. You did the right thing by, standing on your boundary, because like you said, it's respecting not only yourself, but you're respecting your friends that also did the work. And then it's like, parents always pull that, oh, my child is well behaved. Okay, you can have the golden child of behavior. Don't give a fuck. I said no babies. Take her home. So, my ultimate verdict for your friend is that she is the asshole, but you are not the asshole. It is your friend who decided to go outside of your boundaries and tear some stuff up. So thank you guys for watching. Happy birthday to all of my Leos out there. It is Leo season. Go shine. Ignore that I don't have a haircut. I'm going out of town and I'll be getting it before I leave. But if it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. As you guys know, if you ever have any suggestions or you want me to read a specific Reddit story, you can drop that link in my bio. And from there, I'll be able to see it, read it, and react to it. Thank you guys for watching. See you next week. It's my birthday. PSEUDOTV.